Well, hello and how are ya? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to ya from right here in where else but St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Got a birthday shout out going out to Labrie and Jones. That's right, and Robin, Yankey Costello, and Mark Clover. So, without further ado, here's a birthday song for the three of you. Uh-oh, lost all my information. I surely did. Well, how about it, LeBray and Robin and Mark? Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, you're 1 more year older today. So happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, Mark. Hey, LeBray. Hey, Robin. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday to you, I say. You know, that's another trip around the sun that you made. So happy birthday to you, I say, and many more. You chatted to cha cha cha. I've got no time to do all my normal stuff. Gotta do some quickie stuff because, well, I just didn't get prepared on time. So here's our weather forecast. We're going to jump right on into the weather forecast. Today's weather forecast for the remainder of the day. It's 27 degrees out there right now. It's cleared partly cloudy, and we're going to have a low of 27 degrees with light wind gusts at east to northeast at probably 2 miles per hour. Now, that being said, get rid of that one. We're going to kick on down here for Sunday. Sunday the 6th, that's right, December the 6th, partly cloudy skies, highs near 47 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northeast or north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, 30 degrees overnight with a few clouds from time to time. Winds are going to be light and variable, northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then we have Monday, December the 7th. Sunshine and clouds mixed together with high temperatures around 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. A few clouds overnight from time to time with lower temperatures around 26 degrees Fahrenheit. And winds are going to be light and variable southwest at 2 miles per hour. Now, Tuesday, the 8th, that would be December the 8th, that is. Sunny skies along with a few clouds, highs around 48 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable west to southwest at 5 miles per hour. And then a few clouds from time to time overnight with lows around 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable southwest, west to southwest, that is, at 5 miles per hour. And then Wednesday, December the 9th. Partly cloudy skies, highs around 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds west to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, I'm hoping that those temperatures kind of remain warmer around 1 o'clock because I got a doctor's appointment with the nurse practitioner out at the VA. Of course, it's telephone, so I guess it really doesn't matter what the temperature is going to be because I'm not going nowhere. Just going to pick up the phone and give her a call. Anyway, the overnight temperatures are going to be 34 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies. Winds are going to be light and variable west to southwest at 4 miles per hour. And then Thursday, December the 10th, to wrap up our 5 day forecast. Except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny skies. Highs around 59 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 41 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy skies overnight. Some showers late, and then lows around 41 degrees Fahrenheit. With 39% chance of rain, winds are going to be coming south to southeast at about 6 miles per hour. And that, my friends, wraps up your 5 day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. But don't forget to come on down to Main Street in St. Charles and enjoy the Christmas traditions. That's right, Christmas traditions. That's a time of year when things are just beautiful and natural. Natural as you please. You come on down and enjoy what's going on. We got people walking around and different kind of outfits and whatnot. We got Santa Clauses from around the world. Yeah, okay, we'll accept that. Good. November the 28th, 2020 through December the 20th, 2020. Reoccurring weekly on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Fridays around from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturdays from 12 to 9 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 5 p.m. Located where you ask? On historic Main Street, near the first state capitol. That's 203 South Main, St. Charles, Missouri. 6333-63301. How many threes do you need? All right, hey, and let's see. A celebration is staged in a charming village on the Missouri River known as St. Charles. Close your eyes and listen to the sounds of horse hooves on the brick streets and the sweet holiday music of the fife. Capture in your mind the essence of a time in America when life was simpler and Christmas was elegant and magical. Regardless of the evening or weekend that you choose to visit Christmas traditions, we promise you will find the genuine warm traditions of a St. Charles more than welcoming. The hospitality of Christmas traditions is exceeded only by the very magical spirit of Christmas itself. So come on down to Main Street in St. Charles and enjoy Christmas traditions. Also, things to enjoy going on is Santa's North Pole Dash, which will be on today, December the 5th. Well, I guess it's a little late for me to be advertising for that, so I guess I'll go back a page and see what else is going on today. Christmas, Augusta. There you go. Go on down to Augusta and enjoy some time out there. Augusta is our wine country in the area. December the 11th through the 20th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., located in Augusta, Missouri, at 5577 Walnut Street, Augusta, Missouri, 63332. That's right. You can contact the Greater Augusta Chamber of Commerce. Go to their website or call 636 228 4005 and book your trip and go on down. Yep, it's a beautiful thing. That's right. Prepare yourselves for the ultimate throwback. Augusta is setting the scene for a classic Norman Rockwell Christmas. Follow the luminaries to participating businesses the first 2 days in December from 5 to 10 p.m. Shops and galleries will be open with some feature special offers, activities, and enjoy the delicious holiday fare and the bonfires at the Augustus Brew House. The street food and the Harmonian Varian hot soups and coffees at Oaks Crossing, Cat, Kate's Cafe, and more. There will be a gingerbread house contest at the Visitor Center, and categories include local landmarks and heartwarming houses. Stop in to view the creativity and vote for your favorite, because all judging will be the people's choice. Commemorative ornaments, hoodies, and T-shirts will also be for sale at the Visitor Center. So it's sure to be a spirit-filled evening that will enhance your holiday experience. Some buildings' capacity or activities may be limited due to the COVID-19 virus. As appropriate, masks and special social distancing are encouraged. Encouraged, folks. Do you get that? Encouraged, not, uh, not demanded. Let's see. Tomorrow, get your chance to get on over to the former Christmas market. That's right, vintage Christmas market. It costs to get in over there, but hey, you know what? The hey, $5, and 12 is and under are free. That's right. Go on down to 49 Lawrence Street in St. Charles, Missouri. That's off of Second Street. at 63301 and go on down there to check out the venue fair. That's right, a favorite vintage Christmas market powered by Favor Vintage Markets is a family tradition held at a new location in the Olympia Center. That's 49 Lawrence Street, St. Charles, Missouri. December the 4th and through the 6th at 2020. So, a buying weekend to find the most perfect Christmas gift. Vendors from all around the country vending repurposed industrial, vintage, architectural, salvage, antiques, primitive handmade furniture, and boutiques, and more. Live music and handcrafted cocktails. That's right. Hours are from Sunday, December the 6th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission tickets can be purchased at the door on Saturday or Sunday for $5. Children under 12 are free. That, my friends, concludes the activities going on down on Main Street, and or St. Charles in the St. Charles vicinity. Okie dokie. How about story time for the kids? That's right. It's time to gather the kids right around the old TV because it's Grandpa up for the grabs. Well, we're going to do the Snow Queen again, part what, 3 or 4? Part 4, I think. Anyway, it's what we're getting ready to do. The fourth of the Snow Queen. So Greta was obligated to reset herself again when exactly opposite to her a large raven come hopping over the white snow. He had long been looking for Greta and shaking his head, and now he said, "Caw, caw, good day, good day." He could not say it better, but he felt a sympathy for the little girl and asked where she was going all alone. The word alone Greta understood quite well and felt how much was expressed by it. So she told the raven her whole history and asked if he had not seen Kay. The raven nodded very gravely and said, it may be. What you really think so? What, do you really think so?" cried the little girl, and she nearly squeezed the raven to death, so much did she kiss him. "Gently, gently," said the raven. "I think I know. I think that it may be a little Kay, but now he has forgotten you for the princess." "Does he live with a princess?" asked Greta. "Yes. Listen," said the raven, "but it will be difficult for me to speak your language. If you understand the raven language, I can tell you better." "No, I have not learned it," said Greta, "but my grandmother understands it, and she can speak gibberish, too. I wish I had learned it." "No matter," said the raven, "I will tell you as well as I can. However, it will be bad enough." And then he told her all he knew. "In the kingdom where we now are, there lives a princess who is extraordinarily clever, for she has read all the newspapers in the whole world, and has forgotten them again. So clever is she that she was lately, it said, sitting on her throne, which is not very amusing after all, when she began humming an old tune, and it was just, 'Oh, why should I not be married?' That song is not without its meaning," said she, and so then she was determined to marry. But she would have a husband who knew how to give an answer when he was spoken to, not one who looked only as if he were a great personage, for that is so tiresome. She then had all the ladies of the court drum and drummed together, and when they heard her intentions, all were very pleased, and said, "We are very glad to hear it. It is it is the very thing we were thinking of." "You may believe every word I say," said the raven, "for I have a time for I have a tame sweet heart that hopes about in the place quite free, in the palace quite free. I have a For I have a tame sweetheart that hops about in the palace quite free, and it was she who told me all this." The newspapers appeared forthwith with a border of hearts and the initials of the princess, and therein you might read that every good-looking young man was at liberty to come to the palace and speak to the princess, and he who spoke in such wise as showed he felt himself at home there, that one the princess would choose for her husband. "Yes, yes," said the raven, "you may believe it. It is as true as I am sitting here." People came in crowds. There was a crush and a hurry, but no one was successful either on the first or second day. They could all talk very well enough when they were out in the street, but as soon as they came inside the palace gates and saw the guard richly dressed in silver, and the lackeys in gold, on the staircase, and the large illuminated salons, then they were abashed. And when they stood before the throne on which the princess was sitting, all they could do was to repeat the last word they had uttered, and to hear it again did not interest her very much. It was just as if the people within were under a charm, and had fallen into a trance till they came out again into the street. For then, oh, then they could chatter enough. There was a whole row of them standing from the town gates to the palace. It was there myself. It was I was there myself to look," said the raven, "and they grew hungry and thirsty, but from the palace they got nothing whatsoever, not even a glass of water. Some of the cleverest in the Is this true? Had taken Some of the cleverest, it is true, had taken bread and butter with them, but none shared it with his neighbor. For each thought, let him look hungry, and then the princess won't have him." "But Kay, little Kay," said Greta, "when did he come? Was he among the number?" "Patience, patience. We are just coming to him. It was on the third day when a little personage, without horse or equipage, came marching right boldly up to the palace. His eyes stone like yours. He had beautiful long hair, but his clothes were very shabby." "That was Kay!" cried Greta, with a voice of delight. "Oh, now I've found him!" And she clapped her hands for joy. "He had a little knapsack at his back," said the raven. "Not that, not that. No, that was certainly his sledge," said Greta, "for when he went away he took his sledge with him." I'm going to say sleigh. "That may be," said the raven. I did not examine him so minutely, but I knew from my times, I knew from my tame sweetheart that which he came into the courtyard of the palace and saw the bodyguard in silver, the lackey on the staircase, he was not the least bit abashed. He nodded and said to them, "It must be very tiresome to stand on the stairs and for my part I shall go in." The salons were gleaming with lustrous privy councillors and excellencies were walking about barefooted, and gold wore gold keys. It was enough to make any one feel uncomfortable. His boots creaked too, so loudly, but still he was not at all afraid. "That's Kay for certain," said Greta. "I know he had on new boots. I have heard them cranking at Grandma's room." "In Grandma's room?" "Yes, they creaked," said the raven, and on he went boldly up to the princess, who was sitting on a pearl as large as a spinning wheel. All the ladies of the court, with their attendants, and all the cavalries, with their gentlemen and gentlemen's gentlemen, stood around, and the nearer they stood to the door, the prouder they looked. It was hardly possible to look at the gentleman's gentleman, so very haughty did he stand in the doorway. "It must have been terrible," said little Greta. "And did Kay go get to the princess?" "Oh, were I not a raven, I should have taken the princess myself, although I am promised. It is said he spoke as well as I speak when I talked raven language. This I learned from my tame sweetheart. He was bold and nicely behaved. He had not come to woo the princess, but only to hear her wisdom. She pleased him, and he pleased her." "Yes, yes, for certain that was Kay," said Greta. "He was so clever, he couldn't reckon fractions in his head. Oh, won't you take me to that palace?" "This is very easily said," answered the raven, "but how are we to manage it? I'll speak to you, my tame sweetheart. I will speak to my tame sweetheart about it, and she must advise me. For so much I must tell you. Such a little girl as you will never get permission to enter. Such a little girl as you are will never get permission to enter." "Oh, yes, I shall," said Greta. "When Kay hears that I am here, he will come out directly to fetch me." "Wait for me here on these steps," said the raven. He moved his head backwards and forwards and flew away. The evening was closing in when the raven returned. "Caw, caw," said he. Then she sends you her compliments, and here is a roll for you." She took it out of the kitchen, where there is bread enough. "You are hungry, no doubt. It is not possible for you to enter the palace, for you are barefooted. The guards in silver and the lackeys in gold would not allow it." So the evening was closing in when the raven returned. "Call, call," said he. "She sends you her compliments, and here is a roll for you." She took it out of the kitchen, where there is bread enough. "You are hungry, no doubt. It is not possible for you to enter the palace, for you are barefooted. The guard in the silver and the lackeys in gold would not allow it. But do not cry, you shall come in still. My sweetheart knows a little back stair that leads to the bedchamber, and she knows where she can get the key for it. And they went into the garden in the large avenue, where one leaf was falling after the other, and when the lights of the palace had all gradually disappeared, the raven led little Greta to the back door, which stood halfway open. Oh, how how Greta's heart beat with anxiety and longing. It was just as if she had been about to do something wrong, and yet she only wanted to know if little Kay was there. She must be, yes, he must be there. She called to mind his intelligent eyes and his long hair so vividly she could quite see him as he used to laugh when they were sitting under the roses at home. He will no doubt be glad to see me. He will no doubt be glad to see you, to hear what a long way you have come for his sake, to know how unhappy all at home were when he did not come back. Oh, what a fright and a joy. Oh, what a fright and a joy it was. They were now on the stairs. A single lamp was burning there, and on the floor stood the tame raven, turning her head on every side and looking at Greta, who bowed as her grandmother had taught her to do. "Hmm, my intended has told me so much good of you, my dear young lady," said the tame raven. "Your tale is very affecting, and if you will take the lamp, I will go before, and we will go straight on, for we shall meet no one. My intended has told me so much. Oh, I think there is somebody just behind us," said Greta, Greta, and something rushed past. It was like shadowy figures on the wall, horses with flowing manes and thin legs, huntsmen, ladies, and gentlemen on horseback. "They are only dreams," said the raven. They come to fetch the thoughts of. Sorry about that again. I think there is somebody just behind us. Oh, only dreams. Shadowy figures on the wall, horses and with flowing manes and thin legs, huntsmen, ladies, and gentlemen on horseback. They are only dreams, said the raven. They come to fetch the thoughts of the high personage to the chase. This 'tis well, for now you can observe them in bed, all the better. But let me find when you enjoy honor and distinction that you possess a grateful heart. Tut, that's not worth talking about, said the raven of the woods. They now entered the first salon, which was of rose-colored satin, with artificial flowers on the wall. Here the dreams were rushing past, but they hastened by so quickly that Greta could not see the high personage. One hall was more magnificent than the other. One might indeed well be abashed, and at last they came into the bedchamber. The ceilings of the room resembled a large palm tree with leaves of glass, it of costly glass, and in the middle, from a thick garden stem, hung two beds, each of which resembled a lily. One was white, and in this lay the princess. The other was red, and it was there that Greta was to look for little Kay. She bent back off one of the red leaves and saw a brown neck. Oh, that was Kay. She called him quietly, loudly by name, and held the lamp toward him, and the dreams rushed back again into the chamber. He awoke, turned his head, and it was not little Kay. The prince was only like him about the neck, but he was young and handsome, and out of the white lily leaves the prince peeped, too, and asked what was the matter. The little Greta, then little Greta cried, and told her whole history, and all that the ravens had done for her. Poor little thing, said the prince and the princess. They praised the ravens very much, and told them they were not at all angry with them, but they were not to do so again. However, they should have a reward. "Will you fly about here at liberty?" asked the princess, "or would you like to have a fixed appointment as court ravens? Hmm, will all the broken bits from the kitchen, with all the broken bits from the kitchen?" And both the ravens nodded and begged for a fixed appointment, for they thought of their old age and said, "It is a good thing to have a provision for our old days." And the prince got up and let Greta sleep in his bed, and more than this he could not do. She folded her little hands and thought how good men and animals are, and she then fell asleep and slept soundly. At all the dreams flew in again, and they now looked like the angels. They drew a little sledge in which little Kay sat and nodded his head, but the whole was only a dream, and therefore it all vanished as soon as she awoke. The next day she was dressed from head to foot in silk and velvet. They offered to let her stay at the palace and lead a happy life, but she begged to have a little carriage with a horse in front, and for a small pair of shoes. Then she said she would again go forth in the wide world and look for Kay. Shoes and a muff were given her. She was too dressed She was too dressed very nicely, and when she was about to set off, a new carriage stopped before the door. It was of pure gold, and the arms of the prince and princess shone like a star upon it. The coachman, and the footman, and the outriders, for outsiders were here too, all wore golden crowns. The prince and the princess assisted her into the carriage themselves, and wished her all success. The raven of the woods, who was now married, accompanied her for the first 3 miles. He sat beside Greta, for he could not bear riding backwards. The other raven stood in the doorway and flapped her wings. She could not accompany Greta because she suffered from headaches since she had had a fixed appointment and ate so much. The carriage was lined inside with sugar plums, and in the seats were fruits and gingerbread. Farewell, farewell, cried the prince and the princess, and Greta wept, and the raven wept, and thus passed the first miles. And then the raven bade her farewell, and in and this was the most painful separation of all. He flew into a tree and beat his black wings as long as he could see the carriage that shone far from afar like a sunbeam. Okay, that is part 4. We will continue with part 5 tomorrow. My goodness, I tell you, it's a long one for sure. Okay, that looks like it brings us to our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. And Our Daily Bread today is going to be brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. Yes, the Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2020. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe will be Daniel 1 through 2 and 1 John 4. Okay, let's see. The Yard Sale Christmas. The Yard Sale Christmas. We're going to be reading 1 Timothy 6, 6 through 10, and 17 through 19. Let's see here. Okay, 1 Timothy 6, 6 through 10. But a godliness with a consummate is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Command those who are rich in the present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, with which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up treasures for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. And there you have it. That was 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. Okay, that concludes the Bible with the Daily Bread portion of the program, which was brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020, a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2020 each and every day to get your Bible reading. Okay, hey, that does it for me. This here's Ben Shenandoah Briscoe. I've got one more song for you saying, oh, well, goodbye, my friends, it's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This here's Ben Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are ya? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show, and as always, God loves you, and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here, and I hope that you are too.